Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Shan.
That's Chris.
Welcome to CCTV, the nonstop pop show.
And today we are going to go to Wonderland and review ATEEZ's latest title track, Deja Vu.
ATEEZ has released their new title track from the mini album Zero Fever Part 3. And as is tradition for the group, Deja Vu was pitched against the song Eternal Sunshine and their fans, the ATEEZ. Did I say that right?
ATEEZ,
Great.
yeah.
Yes, and they voted for which song they wanted as the lead single, and this one won out, which I totally agree with. So awesome to have them back. Are you a fan of ATEEZ?
Yeah, I would say that I am a casual fan. I got into them around when they came out. I was like really into their whole thing because their company, they called them KQ fellas, and I was like, this sounds like a dance crew. And that's how they were kind of introduced to a lot of people. You could see that they were trained by very good dancers and choreographers. So their whole thing was like, oh, cool dancers. But it wasn't until 2019 that I actually got into them because Mingy had red hair from Wonderland. A voice snatched me. But yeah, I was definitely into their whole steez throughout their careers. But yeah, what about you? Were you cognizant of them really, or had any
Yeah,
clue?
so I used to work at the record label that signed them here in the US.
Right.
So, of course, I knew about them. I heard all their music, and I also actually saw them in the office once as well. They look great in person, just FYI, if you didn't know that already. Yeah, so to be honest, their tracks have always been a little hit or miss for me. I think they're so good at performing, and I feel like that's just always the emphasis, and the actual song quality isn't like, it's just not what I want to listen to. Like, I enjoy watching them perform it, but I don't really want to listen to it all the time. So yeah, but I think from watching Kingdom, which they were on earlier this year, I was super impressed by their work ethic and their talent. And I'm impressed by the song as well. But before we get into discussion of the song, we want to give a shout out to Lily Becker. You have been such an amazing supporter of us and our show. And she asked us a question. What is the lasting impact of the show Kingdom for the groups that appeared on it? And was it worth it for them to appear on it? So what do you think?
Great question, Lily. Also, thank you very much for supporting us and your donation. We totally appreciate it. And welcome to the CCTV crew. You have officially hit CC producer. So yeah, that being said, I think Kingdom is a great opportunity for groups to be showcased in a way that people would have not seen them, right? Like, I didn't really pay attention to the boys really until my friend was like, hey, check out this show, because she knows I really enjoy dancing and such, and I'm like very critical about dancing. So she's like, just watch it and give me your thoughts. I will say that they were really phenomenal on the show, and I must admit there were times that I thought they were doing the absolute utmost, right? But that show really forces people to do that, and I totally get it. That's the environment that they're in. But like, oh my god, I just remember watching it, and then the first performance, Hongjun said Hakuna Matata like his life depended on it. He was like, Hakuna Matata. And I was like, no. I died of laughter. But yeah, the more performances that they did, I just thought, okay, this is less like, awkward and more, it just felt more natural. They found their footing, and I think the Kraken performance was probably like my favorite thing. And I wish they could bring that on tour, but it's probably way too much to do. But yeah, it's awesome. What about you?
Yeah, well, ATEEZ are one of the last groups from this latest cast of Kingdom to make a comeback since their appearance.
Right.
And I think it's been proven by SF9 and Stray Kids and the boys that they definitely benefit from appearing on this show. I believe all of them broke their own records of sales or pre-orders at the very least, and all the chart data was very good. Like, all of them have performed very, very well, better than they did before appearing on the show. So yes, I do think it was worth it for all of these groups to appear. And like you were mentioning earlier, creatively, it did give everyone the chance to just push the boundaries, explore their artistic abilities. And yeah, I think it just kind of let them just develop more as artists.
Yes, definitely.
And I think, and for me, like I didn't really know most of these groups. I knew Icon. Like I'm definitely a second gen K-pop fan, right? Like I
Right.
knew Icon and B2B better than I knew these newer groups.
Hmm.
And now I'm a fan of all of these groups. Like now I know them well and I'm excited when they release new music. So I think appearing on the show does just kind of expose you to a new
Yes.
audience as well. So
Yeah.
while I think, and I'm sure it's very stressful to do the show and it's a big time commitment, I think
Hmm.
commercially it is worth it for their careers. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Agree.
thank you so much for the question. If anyone else has any other topics they'd like to hear us discuss, let us know.
Indeed, indeed. And you don't have to donate, but Lily did. So she definitely takes priority in the question pool. But yes, now let's get on to ATEEZ's newest single, Deja Vu.
This is It Boppin? Here, we listen to the song and discuss the production, lyrics, video, and everything in between. So let's find out, is it a bop or a flop?
Deja Vu was produced by Eden, Lee's, Olive, Pepperoni, and ATEEZ members Kim Hongjun and Song Mingi, who contributed their raps. Listening to this song right off the bat was really interesting for me because the percussion in this was interesting to listen to. It doesn't follow a typical drum pattern. It was very, very different. I do
Mhm,
not know what kind of instrument sample that was. Like, I can't think of it. Jeez Louise.
mhm,
I don't know, but it's very interesting to hear. And along with the la 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 la, and then the brass coming
mhm.
in, the intensity is established and the melody has already begun its infiltration into your memory. So literally by the time the la la la's come around again, you already know the chorus and the melodic structure of it, and it feels like deja vu. So it definitely did what it said it was going to do. The verses percussion is the focus as the guys are singing, and I noticed that there's an organ buildup as soon as Songhwa starts singing. There's an organ, like it sounds like, oh, it just adds this level of drama because it is an organ. It's not like a Rhodes piano or like some weird synth. It's like doom, 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 like here comes
Mhm.
your lover, I'm here for you. It really is great. And then there's a snare roll right before the chorus comes and some high-pitched sound goes off, and then bam, the chorus falls away, and then they're singing and the percussion is still there. And then at the end, the 808s are playing as they're dancing and body rolling and doing what they need to do, really keeping it into the sexy pocket. And
Mhm.
honey, it did what it needed to do for me. What about you?
Yeah, well, first off, like I mentioned earlier, I've always thought ATEEZ's other tracks were just a little noisy for me.
Mm-mm.
But I love that they went slightly more laid back. I think like what you were saying earlier, the drama and intensity is still there,
Yeah.
but without being too much. So
Right.
so I
Like
appreciate
right.
kind of
Yes.
yeah, I appreciate where this track ended up.
Mhm.
And I enjoy how bass heavy it is as well.
Yes.
If you listen to the bass line, it does develop quite nicely throughout the song. It kind of turns into this whole kind of like whomping kind of yeah,
Yes.
it's just interesting how it changes throughout the song, and I enjoy that. But the best part for me, production-wise, was definitely the build with the strings and that bridge into that very
Mhm.
dramatic piano moment.
Yes.
Very interesting. I wasn't expecting that the first time I heard it,
Right.
and that's definitely my favorite part. I look
Yes.
forward to it. Yeah.
The bridge is probably like the best part, I think, in the sense of where the story goes. Like if you were to listen to this song without the words, the bridge is disarming, and after all this buildup you get the pianos and the sentimentality, and it really reminds you that they're like yearning for this person. And side note, side note, side note, it is so subtle and they put it so far into the mix, but before the strings come in that bridge, there is somebody going off on the keyboard going I don't, oh, it is so frustrating that it's so low, but I heard it and I thought, oh, what a wasted opportunity, because they don't have live bands in K-pop like that, right?
Mhm.
And even if they do, they don't pick things like this to pinpoint. So definitely listen for that. Even if you are a fan, a huge fan, and if you're a casual one, listen to the awesomeness of the production.
Yes. Yes. So moving on to the vocals, I have to say the rap line really took my attention
Hmm.
for this one. They really stand out in this track. That second verse,
Yeah.
really dynamic delivery. Every single line is delivered completely differently. They're
Hmm.
using more hushed tones. There's whispering. There's like an airy delivery. There's no yelling. There's no screaming. Just there's
Yeah.
one moment, like in the bridge, just in the lead up to that last chorus, where
Mhm.
it does get more intense.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed by the whole that all of the more rappy parts of this song.
Hmm.
Um, for the other vocalists, I'm gonna be honest, I can't really tell all the singers apart.
Right.
But everyone sounds good. I think production wise, they all sound very clear. And I liked all the backing vocals. There's a lot of hidden backing vocals that you
Oh,
really have to listen out for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, back to what you were saying about the dynamic range. It just, again, the whole song doesn't have to be loud. And I think a lot of boy groups, even them, fall into that pattern of I need to make the noise right now. Da, 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 da. It's like, what is happening? It's too much. So by the
Mhm.
time you are at the end of the song, you have such bad ear fatigue if you aren't like already in that mindset, right? But this song lets you develop the tension the same way that the song is going. And much like what you said, I do understand why you would, when upon like first listen or even after a couple listens, if you're not a fan, you don't know how to tell the members apart. And even me, I'm not that great deal of a fan to know without looking. And you can hear slight differences, but I think they sang like that maybe on purpose for the seamlessness of the transitions, because sometimes, not even sometimes, most of the time I can be like, okay, someone else is singing, but this time it was like singing, and it was a little bit like warmer, and then San comes in and smooth. Oh, my phone, my
Mhm.
bad. And San starts singing and it's a lot more smoother. And then San comes in and his voice sounds kind of similar, excuse me. Sounds super similar to the rest of them. So it's hard to
Mhm.
distinguish for sure. And it just kind of gave me like, different guys, same tone. The chorus has definitely helped differentiate the members for me. And me too, because they're singing a little bit more nasally and it sounds more powerful. And oh my God, Jung Ho, thank you so much for not screaming your lungs out like in Inception. That was torturous for him. Like, I enjoy his vocals. He's great. He's great, even on Kingdom. But he's going to get nodules if he doesn't chill out. That's it. And also shout out to Mingy. Welcome back, baby. that breathy, that breathy whisper. Whew, geez. Great job.
My only piece of constructive criticism, so
Yeah.
that hook, the da 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 da, I do wish they added some effect or just something to that, or just maybe just mixed the harmony differently, just to
Oh,
make
okay.
that hook stand out on its own
Right.
more on top of kind of the parts that surround it. I think that was my only kind of thing that I felt could have been improved. But yeah.
I hear you with that one. But speaking of the singing and such, let's get on to those words, the lyrics. What are your thoughts about those?
Well, I have to, good job on the vocal production, because I did
Mhm.
kind of get a sense of what this was about before I read the translation, just
Yeah.
because, as a reminder, I do not know Korean, so I'm just basing this off of the very poetic translations, which I'm not sure if they sound that poetic when, for them, but
Right.
whoever writes them out, like in English, it's always so beautiful. But
Agreed.
anyway, they definitely all sound very frustrated
Mhm.
when in their delivery of the vocal,
Mhm.
and the lyrics are, they are about feeling very, very sexually frustrated. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. No, no, I agree. I agree. And I always not complain, but I always lament. Either way, I always have a comment about how I wish my boy groups would give me like, give me some oomph, give me some bravado in your desperation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that sentimentality is not nice. It's great to have like a lovely, gentle song like Teardrop or something like that. Like, but I love a little bit more like, listen, I want you so bad. I want you so, so bad. And the lyrics are a little bit desperate. Like, please don't leave me. And the song seemed like it's leaning toward remembering, or maybe, I don't know, remembering a love and the passion that they had before. It's like, I know you get that deja vu too. I'm going crazy just thinking about maybe what we used
Mhm.
to have, or even just the dreams of you. And Hongjun even expresses like whatever happens in his dream in the beginning, it always ends up with them beeping. So it is very clear what it's about without being like salacious and lewd, which I really
Mhm.
appreciate. So it's doable, super doable. And it was definitely translated well. And then when that bridge came along, it was like, oh my God, the sentimentality. And then at the end, oh, there it is. It's like, this is the last time. This is the last time I'm telling you. I want you so, girl, please come to me now. And I'm like, yes, I love that kind of build up. So yeah, I definitely
Yes.
appreciated it for that. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. All right, so ATEEZ shine on camera. So
Mhm.
let's move on to the music video. What did you think?
Back to the whole like, girl, I want you so bad. The video is, it has a lot of that passionate actions and behavior in it. But there is a slight disconnect during a certain section. So before I get into all of that, ATEEZ has tied in their lore of, you know, the Pirate King, Wonderland, and Hala Hala into this video, right? But I'm a casual fan and I did not catch everything. But I did notice some imagery in the video kind of harkens back to, you know, certain moments in their discography and in their videography, if I want to.
Mhm. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So yes. But yes, let us know in the comments, 18E, what in the world the theory is with this video, because I know that there is like this long-winded story that connects all the way back to Pirate King. So definitely please, please, please let us know in the comments below. Because this is a lot to digest. I mean, on a lighter note, they seem like they're dancing in a sewer. Like the camera literally goes down like they're on a rooftop and they go down a storm drain. And it's like at this point, like nothing's changing my mind. There's a mysterious world that we don't know about and that we're getting kind of like enlightened to. And there's a drone floating around the sewers looking for them as if they're like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And like it's like scanning them and everything. There's something very strange about this. Um, and then the junkyard scene, that is where the video disconnected for me, because if you are watching it casually, maybe you can kind of be like, all right, there's a drone, they're looking for something, there's a story, but then all of a sudden we're in a garage, we're in a junkyard.
Mhm.
It's a little like made no sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like as a casual fan, I don't
Mhm.
know their music videos like by heart. You know what I mean? So like I've
Yeah,
seen them, but like I wouldn't be able to recognize that.
right,
So
right.
just I actually didn't realize there was a story at all. I was just like, oh, look, they're looking cool in this like underground bunker type thing. And then now they're in a junkyard. Like I like didn't think that there was anything deeper than that, honestly.
Yeah,
But as a casual fan, I enjoyed it. Like
yeah.
the lighting is really cool. I enjoyed the use of the level on the different cars and everything.
Hmm.
And yeah, the styling is great. They look great.
Oh my God,
I do have to say though,
yes.
the thunder in the background looked a little fake.
Mm.
It made it a little cheesier than I think it needed. I think with the
Mm.
cool lighting and stuff, they didn't need that. And like rain is enough. Like you don't need the thunder. And I have to say, all with the rain at the end,
Uh-huh.
it did remind me of like the old the old dance movies, Step
Yeah.
Up and You Got Served. We love dancing in the rain for some reason, us like, commercial hip hop dancers.
Yes,
We
yes,
love
yes.
it. But yeah, so I guess that whole galactic moment
Yeah.
that happens in the bridge, I'm assuming that is part of some big lore. I was very confused by that, so
Yeah.
I would love to learn more.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
The only thing I could really pinpoint for sure, like just glancing, was that Yosung had a butterfly in the video. There's a butterfly there, and that the thing that really stood out obviously was that Hongjun was in a glass case, dressed like how they were in Hala Hala. So,
Oh.
or like their earlier videos with the hats, you know, their smooth criminal days. But yeah, I they were doing it for Little Saint on that rooftop. But you know what? All that aside, I have to say, San with that lip ring, yes. Hong Jun with his clementine hair, it was very much like eternal sunshine hair. And then
Mhm.
I like the rain a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot of it. I love the second gen drama, like, you know, you can't see my tears in the rain. I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, also, can I
What?
just say, when they got into the cars and then didn't actually drive them, I was a little confused by that also, because I expected it to be leading to this like big car chase or something.
Oh, right. That would have been interesting. Oh, look at you,
Yeah.
creative director Chung. Look at you. But yes, speaking of the video, before we even got this video, there was a teaser of the performance teaser, right? That showed us the choreography, which brings us to
Hmm.
our next several points about the choreography and the dance itself. What are your thoughts about it?
I mean, they definitely didn't disappoint as always. Like ATs they're amazing performers,
Yeah.
and whoever choreographs for them, their musicality is great.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's always so dynamic, and the transitions are really clean and clearly just made for the camera.
Hmm.
Um, I think sometimes you get choreography and it can be very difficult, but it's little small moves. And on camera, that actually doesn't translate, right? Like if you're just doing little things with your hands, it may be
Yeah.
very technically hard, but it's not that impressive to watch sometimes. But in
Yes.
this case, there's always levels, there's always moving to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. Like there's just a lot of dynamic movement within their choreography. So it always just
Yeah.
looks really great on stage and on camera.
Mhm.
So yeah, I was impressed.
Nice. I agree.
Yeah.
I think the choreography, I see, the thing is I always find out after we make these videos who choreographs it. Like for the Wonderland, I thought even though it was hard, it didn't need to be that hard, especially in a chorus. It was like a lot of like
Yeah.
Afro funk moves that didn't need to be there just for the sake of looking cool. And it was an American choreographer. This choreography might be an American choreographer, but I'm not sure. It's probably going to come out as soon as we're done with this video. But yeah, I like the choreography as well. There's a awesome pickup in the beginning of the choreography. And pickup, y'all, is when a person starts on one count, and then maybe on the odd or the even count, someone else dances, and so on and so forth. It's like Farrah Jaka. But yeah, it's quite nice, and it builds tension. Already, the choreography tells a great story, and I love the little throne that they create in the pre of the second verse.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so fun. It's so much fun. And the chorus is interesting in this way where it's like, because they are singing a little bit more aggressively, I was expecting some wild foolishness, like in Wonderland, not Wonderland, Firework. Okay. I'm not saying it wasn't good foolishness, but it was foolishness. All that arm rolling and head shaking, whatever. But they didn't go there. There was a lot of ebb and flow between the thrusts and the body rolls. And that, my friend, is what really stood out to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'll shout out Woo Young and San having that little moment where they grab each other. I love a good grab between members. Okay.
Yes. San, can I just say, San is one of the best dancers, if not the best dancer right now, kind of in this generation of K-pop.
Yeah.
He is just such a clean dancer. Like
Yeah.
he completely just takes your attention the second he comes around on camera. So yeah, he's had to give him a shout out.
Yeah, for sure. He's a center for a reason. Definitely. And also one more thing about the choreography, it wasn't overkill, which is awesome because they are trying to sing live a lot more. And this choreography allows them to section themselves off nicely, and they have space to breathe in between the steps. So that's nice. But I do have to say that there is an awkward step in the chorus that I'm not a fan of, like that little coupe, like
yes,
step.
with the knees coming up.
Yeah, it looks a little like berries and cream. It looks just very like, you know. But
in their
overall,
defense,
yes.
I have seen that done, and I feel like I have learned that in many of my hip hop street dance classes. So I think that's just like a thing. I think that whole like knee leaning thing is just people love that.
Oh, see, I learned that in the parallel position, not turned out in lyrical class, in modern class. So when I see prances like that, I'm always just like, oh my God. But yes, overall, what do you rate the song?
I'm going to give it a 9. I'm very impressed, and I love that this has shown some artistic growth from the group. Yeah. How about you?
Agreed. I think this dark little concept that they have going for them is doing them justice. So I will also match your 9 with a 9.
Yes. Amazing. All right.
All right. So the verdict is in. The song is a bippity boppity bop.
All right, so let us know what you all think about ATEEZ's new track. We'd love to hear your thoughts and theories about the video and song. Please give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell for more videos and awesome reviews from us. Don't forget to follow us at CCTV Pops on all social media. Until next time, that's Shan.
That's Chris.
And we are CCTV.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay. What's wrong? Henry.
So cute. You know you're still muted, right? Like I can read lips only so well.
Sorry.
Only so well.
Oh wait,
Great
I'm
job,
about, thank you,
Fran.
Henry.
Henry was like, I'm gonna
He
give
was
you
like,
10
okay.
seconds.
Yeah.